At the beginning of today's story, we are shown a small house situated right in the middle of a highly desolate and scorching desert wilderness. A young man named Ben lives here with his girlfriend. Ben works as a tourist guide here. Actually, this is a small town where people come from far away to visit, and Ben shows them around this entire dangerous wilderness. Ben's girlfriend now wants to move to the city from here because she has to complete her higher studies. She asks Ben to come along with her to the city. But Ben flatly refuses because he likes living in this quiet place, and his job is also right here. Ben gives his girlfriend a gun and says, "Promise me one thing. You will always keep this under your pillow for your safety before sleeping at night." Smiling, she says, "Yes, I will do exactly that." And after this, she leaves for the city. After she leaves, Ben misses her very much in this loneliness. Now, the sheriff from the nearby town calls Ben and tells him that a very big and wealthy businessman named Madek, who lives in Los Angeles, has come here and needs an excellent tourist guide. Actually, he wants to hunt the desert bighorn sheep in this desert, which is a very difficult task to find and hunt. That is why he now wants to hire Ben, in return for which he will pay Ben $8,000 a day. For Ben, this price is huge because no one had ever given him so much money at once. Therefore, Ben agrees to go with him without thinking much. When Ben comes out with him, he sees that all sorts of people come to him for hunting. Hunting is legal here, but this rule is only for those who have a licensed gun. Now both of them reach that dangerous part of the wilderness where they have to hunt, but by now the sun has completely set and it is night. They light a fire at a spot where they comfortably talk to each other. Ben tells him about his girlfriend who has now moved to the city. He also tells him about his parents and says that once in his childhood, they got stuck in this very wilderness. "Actually, my father's car suddenly broke down. We were stuck there for days waiting for help, but no one came to help. In that scorching heat, my mom applied her lipstick on my face repeatedly, because of which I survived that dangerous heat. But due to a lack of water, both of them could not survive and died agonizingly right in front of my eyes." Narrating this painful incident, Ben becomes very emotional. After this, both of them fall asleep right there. The next morning, as soon as the sun rises, both of them set out to hunt. On the way, Maddox starts shooting aimlessly at a spot, from which Ben understands that he has absolutely no experience in hunting. He angrily asks, "Who gave you a license?" He proudly replies, "I don't have a license. I have a lot of money, therefore I don't need any license." Ben explains to him that hunting here with an unlicensed gun is completely illegal. But before Ben could say anything else, Maddox takes out a lot of money and gives it to him, which shuts Ben's mouth and he quietly starts moving forward. Now both of them go to the top of a high cliff, from where Ben is looking for prey with his binoculars. For a long time, he doesn't see any prey. Also, Maddox is constantly disturbing him like a fool, and just then, Maddox suddenly fires his gun in one direction. Although Ben had absolutely not told him to shoot there, both of them run towards that direction and see that an old man from this very town, who used to search for minerals here in the wilderness, has been shot and is lying covered in blood. Ben knew this old man very well, and now Ben wants to help him immediately. So he runs to the car for first aid. Meanwhile, we are shown Maddox, who is terrified seeing all this. He has understood that he has committed a massive crime. So he immediately calls his partner, tells him everything, and says that I am probably trapped very badly now. His partner advises him to shoot that man one more time, but not with his own gun, but with Ben's gun. And after this, Maddox does exactly that. Hearing the loud sound of the gun, Ben comes running back and sees that there are now 2 bullets in that old man's body. He yells at Maddox and asks, "Why did you do this?" Maddox very cleverly says, "I didn't do this, you did. You fired 1 bullet and I fired 1, meaning both of us are responsible for his death." Ben understands that Maddox has done this only to save himself and to frame Ben. And after this, tempting him, Maddox says that if you don't tell anyone about this, I will give you $300,000 every year. Plus, I will also get you admitted to a university, after which you can comfortably live in the city with your girlfriend. Thinking about the money and his future, Ben agrees to his terms, after which both of them bury that old man right there in the sand. They pray for his peace and come back to their car. Meanwhile, Maddox is wasting water and comfortably washing his face. Ben doesn't like this at all because finding water in this dry wilderness is very difficult. Ben secretly comes to the car where his bag is kept. He has a small gadget with which he can send an emergency message. Before he could send a message to the sheriff, Maddox sees him from behind and immediately holds him at gunpoint. Maddox angrily says that there was a deal between you and me according to which you wouldn't tell anyone anything about this. But you betrayed me and broke that deal. After which he crushes his gadget under his feet and breaks it. Also, pointing the gun at him, he says that you take off all your clothes. To save his life, Ben has to obey him. Maddox makes him take off his clothes and shoes and says that now you go home barefoot just like this. Ben has to obey him, and now he starts walking in that scorching wilderness. Maddox knows very well that Ben can never reach home like this, but rather he will die from this terrible heat and thirst, after which the entire blame for the death of that old man, whose name was Charlie, will fall on Ben. Because there is also one of Ben's bullets in that old man's body, the police will think that Ben was running away after killing him and died of hunger and thirst on the way. Now Ben slowly starts walking forward on the scorching sand. After some time, he comes across a pole on which he reads a number. Maddox is constantly watching him from a distance with his binoculars. Actually, he won't stop following him until Ben dies right in front of his eyes. Ben keeps moving forward, continuously enduring the pain, and when pole number 2 comes in front of him, he runs and disappears somewhere into the rocks. Maddox sees all this and drives his car rapidly towards the direction where Ben disappeared. Upon reaching there, he sees that Ben is nowhere around. Ben actually goes inside a cave built in these very rocks, which is a kind of secret bunker, and this bunker belongs to the same old man whom Maddox shot and killed. There's a full supply of food and drink here. First of all, Ben quenches his dying thirst by drinking water here. There are many photos hung here, and one of these photos is of Ben and that old man. Actually, Ben knew him for many years and he was like a father to him. Crying, Ben apologizes to him saying, "I couldn't save your life." And just then Ben realizes that someone is coming inside this cave. Ben quickly hides a map hung there and goes deep into the darkness. Now Maddox has arrived here. Maddox knows that Ben is hiding right here, so he plants a bomb here and immediately walks out. A few moments later, a massive bomb blast occurs, due to which the entire place collapses into rubble. But Ben's luck is good that he had already escaped through another way before the rubble fell. He is moving forward from here. Suddenly, Maddox appears in front of him. He laughs and says that if you want to go to your home, then go. But this time, if you make any attempt to hide or run, I will shoot you from a distance. Ben knows that the gun he has is very advanced and he can hit him perfectly from a distance. That is why Ben once again has to move forward in that fire-spewing desert. From here, the nearest town is 45 miles away, and now Ben has the map that he had hidden from Maddox. He starts moving forward with the help of that map. Maddox's voice actually comes. Maddox is really standing there. He has a gun in his hand. Maddox laughs and says, "Last time you escaped, but now no one can save you from me." And he is about to shoot him when Ben's girlfriend shoots him from behind. Actually, the gun that Ben had given her, she always slept with it under her pillow, and with that very gun, she swiftly shoots him. After which Ben also fires a bullet from his gun, and Maddox dies right there, and in this way, Maddox's life is finished forever, and with this, our today's story ends right here. So friends, how did you like this story?